Hello everyone, this is Zachman6000, and today I'm going to be talking about the Zelda Timeline. This has been one of the most, one of the most things that people want to know, but I know the answers, but I don't know how to back it up. I do know someone who knows how to back it up, so here's, a spotlight that shows him. So, here we go. As you know, well, if you're a Zelda fan, and you do know, then in the beginning, there was, two gods sent their power of wisdom, power, and something else, I don't remember, but, whatever happened, there was a war to find out who who gets the Triforce, which they made, and during the war, there was, a mom who took away her baby, and the baby ended up to be Link, and the Great Dooku Tree raised them from birth. And that would be The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Now there are two different timelines, also known as a split timeline, and one could be an adult timeline, and the other one could be a child's timeline. So I'll talk about the adult timeline first. So it would be the Ocarina of Time first, and then the second one would be A Link to the Past. So Link to the Past, after, in the end, Link gets sent back to two different worlds, which would be the Oracle of Sages and the Oracle of Seasons, I think Ages, not Sages. So yeah, that's pretty much that, so they can be either way, and so after those two games, it would be The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, and take note that, the Legend of Zelda Link to the Past and the Oracle games are all the same Link, but the Ocarina of Time one's not, and then the, the Wind Waker is a different Link. So the obvious sequel would be the Phantom Hourglass. So, and I think in the end or the beginning, they got, sucked up by, wind, and that's how they got, that's how the Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening came up. So, I don't know where the Spirit Tracks fit in, but they can be probably next to Phantom Hourglass or next to Link's Awakening. Now let's talk about the Child Timeline. The Child Timeline's a little bit longer, but not by a whole lot. So, the direct sequel to Ocarina of Time is the Majora's Mask, which really has no point in the timeline, but there's a few things that make it reasonable. One, Majora's Mask is about Link trying to find Navi, which is his fairy, but he runs into Skull Kid, so he has to fight him and everything. And two, after the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, which would be next in the timeline, would be the Twilight Princess, and here's how I can back up that argument. If you know, I don't know what his name is, but that golden wolf that you find, that you can howl with him, or he turns into a skeleton, and he teaches you how to fight. And he says something about him having to fight Ganondorf as well, and then at the end, after he teaches you the last skill, he says, "My child." So that can possibly be Link from the Majora's Mask or Link from the Ocarina of Time, even though they're the same Link. So there is a new game that's getting released, Skyward Sword. By the time that this video is over, it might be out already. It's coming out soon. It can either be after, the Twilight Princess, or can also be placed in the beginning of the timeline. So that would be the first, and then the Ocarina of Time would pick up. I don't know, but that is what I'm thinking. So if it would be after Twilight Princess, next would be the Minish Cap, and something about stealing Ganon into the Four Sword, which is how the Four Swords pick up when you play as four different kinds of Link, and then the Four Swords Adventures. And after Ganon like broke loose of the four swords, he went to steal Zelda, like for the 50,000th time if you're not counting in time order, and that's when the original Legend of Zelda picks up. So it's kind of strange that well, I'll get to that later, what I was about to say. So after Link kills Gandorf, whatever, he is now, it's 7 years in the future, and now Link is a young adult, and I can explain the game over sign when you see Ganon in the Legend of Zelda, The Adventure of Link. They need Link's blood to recreate Ganon, so every single time you die, they obviously get blood from you, and then they use it to regain Ganon. So it's kind of strange that the earliest 8-bit games are now at the end of the timeline, but you know, that's before all this timeline stuff even happened. So as I told you, those are the two different timelines, and I don't know where the Spirit Tracks fit in, or I don't know where the Skyward Sword, but that hasn't came out yet, so I don't know. It could be pretty much beginning or after Twilight Princess. So I hope you found this informative, and again, I don't know how to back it up, but this guy does. So click on the link, and that's it. So goodbye. And I forgot to say one last thing. There are the CDI games, which really have no, like, they're terrible, but I don't think that they're in the timeline anyway, so I don't know where they are, but they're probably not even in the timeline because they're not from Nintendo. And Super Smash Bros, Melee, and Brawl, I do not know. They might be in the timeline, or Salt Calibur, because Toon Link, Zelda, Ganondorf, and Toon Link were in those games, so I don't know if that could be part of the timeline as well. So that's pretty much it. And one last thing, if any of you can tell me where does the Legend of Zelda Link's Crossbow training fit in, I'm not sure if that's even a part of the game, but if it was, it would be probably right after Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, or before, even if it's a part of the game, the series or not. So that's all I have to say. I hope you found this informative again, and